Is your customer telling you how to design your product, but calling these design requests requirements and expecting you to comply? Well, there is a way to handle that. If it were me, I would just keep a separate section in your requirements spec, and that's from your needs statement to your system level requirements all the way down as customer-driven requirements. Sometimes they call it CDDR, customer-driven design requirements. Now, the reason they need to be tracked is because the customer expects it. But the reason that it's helpful to keep them in a separate area is so they don't get mixed up with your space analysis or your design space analysis or your needs analysis. Okay, if the thing has to be blue, hey, it's fine, it's still blue. But that's really not a need, that's a color. Now, sometimes there's a need of speed or of uptime. Okay, those are valid customer needs, and we can do validation against those downstream. But if your customer tells you how it should be built or mandates a certain architecture be used, okay, well, there could be a need to comply with a certain architecture. But for that, if it's implementation details, I will put that in the customer desired requirements or customer defined requirements, and then just track them there. And then they can flow down your architecture till it gets to the correct system. Let's say if it has to be painted blue, you could flow it down to where it now goes to, the chassis requirements. Okay, chassis needs to be blue. And if it were me, I would call them, customer requirements all the way down the architecture. So don't panic if your customer gives you very specific requests. Do roll it up into your invoice. Make sure that, if the customer wants something, that it's in our systems engineering process, and again, we build the customer accordingly. But I would keep them cordoned off at least until you can trace them down and then move them to the right subcomponent. Comment below if you get a lot of customer design requirements that you've found a good way to deal with. Or if you haven't found a good way, any tips would help. Comment below also, and then I'll be happy to help you. And, we'll have that dialogue. Now, direct message me if you have something specific, then I can help you with. But otherwise, I will see you in the next tip.